Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so I pulled my copy of the STR 17s. I only got one copy. It took me like 600 stones, so I am pretty happy to stop there, to be honest. And we are going to check him out here at 55%. So I actually did do a 55% showcase when he came out on JP, but my JP account was so bad I couldn't really build a good team to run around him. So I think this is going to be a bit of a better showcase, right? Because like he definitely is a unit that the team you build around him is going to really significantly affect his performance, right? Like he's not a unit like God Goku where you just throw him on a team and he can do crazy things, right? And obviously that's with certain villain links and stuff, right? You want these links like Android Assault, even like GT, like obviously fully summoned, freshly summoned, he's basically full link level 1. Android Assault is at level 2 because I did one run of the Dokkan event to start getting the medals for Mew and Jiro. But the team build makes a huge difference. I bought these guys just for fun because they are on his 200% leader skill. They only share one link with him, but it is Android Assault, which realistically is his best link. So at the start of turn, he's got 118k defense. Definitely nothing crazy. Now remember, he infinitely stacks attack, and he gets a 30% defense buff on super. And then we have the ability. So actually, you know, I might actually restart this because the problem with doing this is, no, I'll keep it on this event. The biggest problem with these guys is they will get extra buffs against super type enemies, and we're not fighting a super type enemy in like any of the hardest content that is actually relevant, because you can see here we get an additional attack that has a medium chance to become a super, and then we get a guaranteed additional super for 4 turns if there is a super class enemy. And then we build up crit chance and chance to dodge 17% with each attack performed. So it doesn't have to be a super. So we're going to get our attack from our initial attack, which will be a super. We'll get our second attack coming from the passive, which could be a normal or a super. And then we're either going to get potentially a hidden potential third attack, or if you're fighting a super class enemy, you're going to get a third attack. So in this instance, now I did give mine some skill orbs, right? So he has level 7 additional. So there is the possibility that he can attack 3 times. But if you get him at 55% and you don't put any skill orbs into him, he can't get an additional from the hidden potential, which means in an event like this, where you're only fighting an extreme enemy, he can only maximum attack twice per turn. And so you have to think about him getting the 30% defense buff. Like, if he only gets one super in this turn, it means he's only going to have like 150k defense. And then he's going to get 2 attacks, so he's going to have, what, 34% chance to dodge. And that's it for his defenses, right? 150k defense, and then 30% chance to dodge. It's not really all that crazy, right? So, anyway, we'll see what we can do here. To fuse into Super 17, we need to get to turn 5 and be at 70% or less HP. And that's one of the reasons why I've built the team the way I did. So we could have brought Jiro and 19, who are a pretty decent link partner for him. They can absorb Ki Blast super attacks, and they heal on super, which is kind of counterintuitive to what you want to do with these 17s, right? Because imagine that we're at, like, you know, 70% or below HP on the turn before we're going to get to these guys, like turn 4, because they can't fuse until turn 5. And then Jiro and 19 get like double supers, and then you go into turn 5, and now you're at like, well, it doesn't matter the percentage exactly, but above 70% HP. So now we did get the additional super from their hidden potentials, that from the passive, so that's good. So what happens with the super? Yeah, see, they didn't dodge. 124k from the first phase of the Shadow Dragon's Red Zone, which, you know, Shadow Dragon's Red Zone, not exactly one of the hardest hitting. Now, there is, I guess, an argument to be made that, especially at these lower dupe levels and lower link levels, them taking some damage from some of these super attacks is not necessarily the worst thing in the world, because we want to drop below a certain amount of HP so that we can fuse. So on the one hand, it's maybe not the worst thing to lose a bunch of HP, but then, yeah, it's kind of a tricky one, right? So I don't want to grab too many same type orbs. So I'm going to grab all of these orbs at the end here for the tech androids. The tech androids obviously have their active skill, which can still be pretty useful. See, slot 1, again, these guys, before they fuse, not really great in slot 1. As you can see, like, taking 35k from normal attacks, not really that great. But, as I said, it does play into the whole, like, making it easier for you to fuse, right? And you see there, they got the additional normal, and then the friend actually does have additionals with skill orbs as well. The friend is 55% too. And so yeah, then they got the dodge, because they attacked 3 times, which means they have a 51% dodge chance. And then they dodged the following attack. So, I mean, there are definitely situations where they can look good, but it's going to be kind of tricky sometimes, right? So we're at 70% HP, so I need to make sure now that we just don't go too crazy with the healing, and then we should be in a pretty good spot. So we'll do this. We are only on turn 3, so if I do take some big damage on this turn, I can always heal up with some same type orbs on the next turn. Yeah, 17 taking a super. Super 17 was in slot 7, so him taking a super of the first attack is not great. But yeah, we lost quite a significant amount of HP on this turn, so I definitely will be grabbing same type orbs on the next turn. Alright, so we get our first attack. We don't get the super from the passive additional, and then we didn't get the hidden potential. So this is the thing, right? It sounds crazy to say because it applies to every unit, but this is a unit that gets significantly better with dupes. If you need to have additional in the hidden potential for this 17 unit to really shine, I think. Also, I really don't want to do this on this turn, because what is your defense? 200k. You raise on super, you only get a 30% raise. You do get 120% when performing a super, so he does have like 400k. As long as he doesn't get supered, then he would be fine. So let's go ahead and do this. Do this. And then do this. So as long as he doesn't get supered, we'll be fine. And then we can actually fuse into Super 17 on the next turn. So we've got a lot of support on this turn. So 4.3. Remember, these guys are stacking attack as well. So if on turn 1, their attack stat isn't that crazy, I can kind of let that slide, right? Because they are infinitely stacking attack. So we get 2 4.5 million supers on this turn. Can we get the hidden potential as well? Oh, let's go. So we got the triple super turn with them. This is the best we can get against an extreme boss, right? With them at 55%. So 3 supers, definitely good here. They have a 51% chance to dodge. So we get 2 out of 3. That's not bad. But the guy hasn't supered. Don't super this man right here. Don't you do it. Okay, good. Okay, good. Alright, and then do you kill? Oh no, of course, because he's absorbing. Alright, nice. Alright, well, let's see. So now we are actually able to fuse. So this is where things are going to start to get fun. So let's go ahead. I'm going to turn the volume up here a little bit. So oh wait, let me make sure actually that the skip, yeah, okay, the skip was turned on. Whew.
You are me. I am you. We will become one.
Do you want to taste the power of the ultimate android?
See, look at that. Absolute Chad right there. Absolute Chad, Super 17. Alright, so now that we're fused into Super 17, so we greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn on Super. Immense damage greatly lowers defense. He gets key 3, attack and defense 170. He gets an additional attack 170 when performing a Super. He has 34% damage reduction, and for 4 turns from the turn where you fuse, he gets an additional 17%. So he has 51% damage reduction for 4 turns. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super within the same turn after receiving an attack. He gets 17% defense with each attack received up to 170. Medium chance to crit when there is a super class enemy. Absorbs key blast super attacks and recovers 34% of the damage absorbed as HP when your HP is 70% or less at the start of the turn, and then you can see enemy super attacks if your HP is 34% or less. So his starting defense here is 142k. Now he's going to get 17% with each hit. So he's getting hit, what, 3 times in slot 1 here? So he's getting about, what, something like 20,000-ish HP with each hit. So he is going to go up to about 200k on this turn. But he does have the damage reduction as well. So I think what we will do here is grab these. Do I want to heal with these guys? I guess I don't really want to heal too much. So I guess I'll just grab this. And then grab these. Turles dropped and the banner is decent. Oh yeah, it's 9 o'clock at this time that we're recording. So 6.3 for his first super after being hit 3 times. Actually, he only gets defense from being hit. So 6.3, I mean, that's not bad for how good he is defensively. It would actually have been really good if he didn't kill him there as well, because we could have got another couple of hits. But yeah, that is actually pretty good. And now we have the rotation where we have our best Link partner. So we'll go ahead and I'll skip the fusion this time. I mean, I'm going to make a ton of videos on this guy, and we're going to have the animations on in those videos as well. So let's go ahead and eat these hits here. So we'll do this. We'll grab our int orbs for you. And then physical orbs for you. So let's see, 17. Now he's got type disadvantage. So obviously we take double digits from the normal. He's at 7.2. So that's him linked up with the GT 17, the Hellfire 17, who is giving support as well. We do get the additional from... Actually, wait, does he have additional... Was his additional only for if you're fighting a super enemy? So that was the hidden potential. And then he's taken 3 hits here as well. I'm interested to see what my the other 17's defense is at the start of the next turn, because he obviously got hit the 3 times. So I wonder what he has built up to, because that's the only thing, is he has to get hit 10 times. So the big criticism of this unit is he's like STR Goku and Gohan, where it can take ages to get Gohan even out, and then when he is out, he has to get hit. Like, he has to get hit a bunch of times to build up. And Super 17 is kind of exactly the same way, right? So we share 7 links with the AGL Super 17. We have 235k. And remember, we still have 51% damage reduction as well. So we'll do this. And then who has the most defense out of you two? It is actually the AGL 17. So grab these. And then grab these. Alright. So let's see, what are we getting here? So obviously we're going to take double digits from normals, and then we're at 7 mil. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. You got to remember as well, because he infinitely stacks attack, sometimes it can be beneficial to wait to fuse. But I think the problem is, because of the restriction with the HP, you don't want to wait to fuse and then get to the point where you don't, like, you get too much HP and you can't actually then drop below 70% again, and then you're stuck, like, not being able to fuse, which would be super annoying. So that our guy's now been hit 7 times, so he should be looking pretty decent at the start of his next turn. Are we actually going to finish off this turn? I don't think we are. How much is AGL 17 going to take from this? Okay, 12. That's not too bad. That's the problem, though, again, is like I say, you like Super 17, the unit himself, like, I do think people underrate him. They, like, people act like he is the trashest of all trash, and he's not that bad. The only problem is, like, look at his team. Like, his team isn't really that great either, which I think is kind of the big problem. So yeah, let's grab all these tech orbs. That'll give us a decent heal here. Because now that we've got both the 17s fused, now we don't need to worry about our HP. It would be nice if we could have got the Ki Blast absorption into this as well, but I'm not actually sure. Do any of the Shadow Dragons even actually do a Ki Blast super? I don't know. But we're above 70% HP now as well. That is a massive flaw of his design, right? Like, when LR Super 17 came out, they brought out, like, super attack nullification and stuff not long after him. Like, Super 17 is a character that should be able to absorb super attacks, even if you're going to make it Ki Blast only, right? But once you actually manage to fuse into Super 17, he should just guaranteed absorb Ki Blast super attacks. Like, why is it when HP is 70% or less? That's such a high, like, restriction as well. Like, why isn't it, like, 50% or, you know, or, like, 50% or more even, or whatever? I don't know, but just very weird. He should have had a much better restriction. So, he's at 312k. This is what? From when he fused, this is his... I don't think he has damage reduction now, but... Oh, the extra damage reduction. He obviously still has some. So we'll do this so we can get to the physical orb. So we're going to get the Dokkan attack here. And let's see what kind of damage that will do on this turn. So, obviously we tank the normal to double digits. But how much do we take from this? Because this actually is a Ki Blast super. Yeah, see, we took 134k from that. But if we were at 70% or less HP, we would have absorbed that. But we didn't because we were at like 80%. Like, it's so dumb. Like, yeah, it's just weird, right? Because if Super 17 started as Super 17, then I could understand his absorption having a restriction. But you have to go 5 turns and be below 70% to even fuse him in the first place. So then when you finally get him to fuse, having one of his, like, more significant mechanics be also gated behind the HP restriction, I think is just, you know... just very wonky design, which is pretty much a meme at this point. Like, that's just how they design Super 17s. He just has weird design, apparently. Which is unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is. Like, I think he's definitely not a terrible unit. At 55%, especially if you don't have additional skill orbs, like, in him, he is considerably worse. But, I mean, you know, he's okay, I guess, but... yeah, definitely not the craziest. I'm going to have to float you off because you can't super. But yeah, we'll leave it here for this turn. I mean, he's got a ton of support on this turn, so he has exactly 370,000 defense. You don't see that very often, the exact number. So, 370k defense. And let's go ahead and do this, and then let's see what we get from our boy here. A lot of support on this rotation. So, yeah, 7.83. So, I mean, he's decent, but just nothing too crazy, especially at 55%. You guys let me know what you think down below in the comment section. So, that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one. Ooh, there you go, that's better.